Well, this is part 4. Old Dean Riggs learning about the blacks. HIG-CT. Hickory Country Turtle. Well, they'd made that big speech to us about jumping or we'll ship you over to Korea as fast as we can write orders. I made my 2 jumps. Donna got there on a Friday evening with the 2 kids. We had one evening together. Saturday was Armed Forces Day. They call them Military Appreciation Days now. And lots of people out, had PA systems, you know, it was a public relations thing even back then. Well, in between that first jump that I'd made since 1947, 48, no, 47, and the second jump that I was going to make the next day, I saw the first 2 people die that I'd ever seen die. Right before my eyes, really. We were down getting Lieutenant Bunn's car registered. We looked up when 3 planes went over and the drop zone was right out there, close to where we were. And my gosh, there's a paratrooper and his chute's not opening. Oh man, he hit the dirt, flew. You thought 2 bulls were having a fight in the plowed field. And you knew he's dead. Well, Bunn says, hey! And by golly, in that same pass of 3, there's another chute that's malfunctioned and another trooper's headed in. And he kind of was out there a little further and there's a little rise in the ground, and just before he went out of sight, the chute popped open and we thought maybe he made it, but we doubted it. He was the unlucky one. The other one was killed immediately, and they say that he lived well into the night, and that was not a good way to die. But scared me. Guess what? Turned out that the rumor was that it was a black outfit. You know, here we are, integrated now, but it was a black outfit, and they were jumping, and they think the boys had been smoking something, or just showing off. And instead of stepping out and following procedure, they dove out, wrapped up into their own chutes, made shrouds out of them. Well, that first jump I made there in 51. The first jump was out of a plane. It was the only time I ever jumped where the parachute opened up above you. I just knew I was going to get an old 46 or 47 like those kids were jumping out of. And boy, you step out in that thing, that prop blast will take you. Well, I overdid it that morning. And I ended up knocked out in the air. My wife saying if you'd said what you were doing, the PA system said there's a trooper in trouble and so on. Anyway, it wasn't serious. Got a little cut on my chin here, a little scar. Picked up overseas orders on Monday and I was mad. I was plumb mad. They promised me one thing, did another. Well, we left the kids again with the grandparents, and Donna went with me. We had bought a brand new car, our old 40 Dodge. Traded it in, had a 1950 or 51 Chevrolet. Ooh, it was nice. It was as nice as it could be. Well, we stayed. The 325th was still out there in that area, so we stayed in San Francisco with the members, Jack Karsten and his wife, Kay. Drove every day over to Pittsburgh, check in, no orders, check in, no orders. Finally turned out that since I hadn't been shot at with live ammunition, they had trucked me back down the coast and had me go through a thing where you crawl with the ammunition live going over the top of you. You don't want to raise your head, let alone your butt. But man, the day that I actually got on the ship, I was really sad to be leaving the United States. Mostly I was sad to be leaving my wife. So as we were going down the river to get into the main harbor, go out underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, I'm sitting there and I think this lieutenant was crying. But I was sad, and boy, there's nothing sadder in your life than to look back and see the Golden State Bridge disappearing back there behind you. And you weren't supposed to be here till at least a year later. Well, a black lieutenant, airborne, came over and said, "Lieutenant, do you like to read westerns?" I said, "Yes, I do." Well, he said, "I just happened to have one unfinished." He wasn't going to allow any paratroop officer to sit there bawling. I got to reading and quit bawling. Part 5 coming up.